Welcome to my YouTube video number 8. I can't believe that since September I'm now on my 8th video, and as you can see from my outfit, this is going to be a Christmas special, and it's also going to be quite different than the other videos. Instead of reading out one of my stories to you, one which I would share, I'm going to share my favorite Christmas story with you, and I'll also give you some recommendations of my favorite books, which you then could maybe read over the Christmas holidays or simply use as a gift idea for someone special. So after all this reading, writing, sharing stories, I think for me it's quite difficult to say what my favorite stories are, because since I was able to read, I've probably read about more than 500 books, so I'm gonna narrow that down and share with you my 5 favorite books, the ones that really changed my perspective on how I see things and really changed the way I think. So number 5, The Grapes of Wrath. It is a book written by John Steinbeck, an American novelist, published in 1939, and it's a story about a big family trapped in the Midwest during the American Dust Bowl and trying to reach California to get some kind of future life. It is a very honest telling of how people act in real life, how when people are in need, most people turn away and only a few remain to help. And it is basically a story on refugee crisis, so it is very relevant for the 21st century. And I'm not going to spoiler you, but especially the last chapters are really, really intense, and as you would say today on social media, it's really a book about realizing shit. Number 4, a German novel, Die Mitte der Welt, or also in English known as The Center of My World, written by Andreas Steinhofer, tells a story about a young teenage gay boy who is going for his first love, and also the really interesting part about the book is the relationship with his sister and his mother, so it's really a very big complex family drama. And it's one of those books really you pick up and can't leave anymore. You always want to know what's happening in the next chapter. And especially for gay people, I think it's a very important book to read, because it's about really finding yourself and not necessarily finding true love and romance. And also the film with Louis Hoffman and Drop Dead Gorgeous Yannick Schumann is worth watching. So probably read the book and watch the film. Number 3, one of my favorite authors, Hemingway, published for Hundertweltors in 1941. It is a book about the big things in life: war, courage, love, and death. An American soldier finds himself in the Spanish Civil War against the dictator Franco, and I think I have never read any other gripping ending than something like this. Number 2, very well deserved, The Fellowship of the Ring, or simply The Lord of the Rings. It is the story that defined fantasy literature since the middle of the 20th century. There are so many wonderful scenes about companionship, death, love, war, friendship, hatred, hope. I mean, the list is endless, and you could really talk forever about The Lord of the Rings, that I will simply say this story is a light to me in dark places when all other lights go out. Number 1, how else could it be, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I'm not going to say anything about the story because we all know it, but my favorite summary is a group of teenagers overthrowing a far-right government. It really is a story that captured the lives of a generation, and I think it's not necessarily the magic we feel so attracted to, but rather the characters and the characters we want to aspire to, because I've often caught myself thinking, I wish I was as courageous as Harry, I wish I was as bad as smart as Hermione, or I wish I would know a family like the Weasleys because they are bloody brilliant, or I wish that there was someone like Albus Dumbledore who could just swoop in and save the day. But we are no witches and wizards, and the fact is, though, that there is one very defining scene in the last book, a quote by Albus Dumbledore, and he says, just because it's happening inside your head doesn't mean it's less real. And I think there is so much truth to this, because when you have an idea, when you want to change something, it always starts inside of your head, and you are the one person who can make it real then. You are the one who can make it change. You are the one who can make it happen and then really make a difference. Now we come to the final part of this video. I'm going to read out my favorite Christmas story, which is actually a poem by Loriot from 1973, but please prepare, it's going to be rather bloody and violent. The night turns blue, the stars are twinkling, snowflakes quietly are sinking. The fir treetops are beaming green, and little snow heaps can be seen. There, from a window rather bright, through the trees there goes a light. Lit by candles, woodman's hut, the woodman's wife sits on her butt. Just in this silent winter time has she committed murder crime, and killed the woodman in great haste. She thought of him as rather waste. Thus was the plan at Nicholas Eve, poor wasteful woodman had to leave. When deer was from the forest creeping, the little rabbit started sleeping. A riffle took the woodman's wife, and took away her husband's life. The bang annoyed the rabbit's sleep for just a minute, when he was deep, and in the forest thinking, while high above the stars were twinkling. And in the woodman's snuggery his blood escapes the artery. The woodman's wife must quickly act, and cuts the woodman, that's a fact. As custom is for woodman's doing, she skins her husband without wooing. With care she places all the pieces, and keeps a fillet for her nieces. As festive roast, a tender part, she thinks that this is really smart. The rest she wraps like Christmas gifts, and thinks of them as precious thrifts. Hark! Silver bells are ringing sweetly, a dog is barking rather neatly. Who might it be so late at night, to walk in snow and without light? The helper of Santa Claus is riding on a stag and law abiding. He asks the woodman's wife for presents, to kids and to the poorer peasants. The woodman's hut lays in the snow, but woodman's wife, she isn't slow. Good man, all that I have is gathered here, 6 wrappings to the peasant's peer. The bells are ringing nice and pure, Santa's helper makes his tour. A candle in the woodman's vent is shining there, it is Advent. I hope you enjoyed listening to the story as much as I enjoy reading the story every single time. Please let me know in the comments what your favorite books and stories are, and also let your friends and family know about my YouTube channel and make your friends subscribe to it. And I wish you a very Merry Christmas, hopefully not as bloody as the Woodman's Wife's Christmas. But who knows, maybe you want to commit some murder crime. And I do wish you a very happy new year, and don't forget to slay.